Hello guys, welcome to your global weather outlook for the 22nd of September 2023. Currently in the Atlantic we have a tropical storm Ophelia, which was named earlier today. In the East Pacific we have the remnants of tropical depression Kenneth. Also in the Atlantic we have Invest 90L looking to become a tropical storm or tropical depression some later this weekend. Also in the East Pacific we have Invest 97E looking to form, and in the Central Pacific we have Invest 91C, which is looking more and more disorganized and it probably will not form. Starting off with tropical storm Ophelia, the NHC has this at 70 miles an hour and a minimum pressure of 984 millibars. This has to be one of the strongest tropical storms I have ever seen. Look at this. So the dry air is impeding on the inside of it, so it's the convection trying to bury that low level circulation, and it is looks like it's actually kind of stalling south of the Outer Banks here. It's looking to make landfall early tomorrow morning into the actual morning where everyone is awake. At the intensity guidance provided you by Levi Cowan over at Tropical Tidbits, we have none of the models saying it'll become a Category 1 hurricane or a hurricane at all. They're all saying it's either going to intensify slightly or stay at its intensity, go right back down to a remnant low, and could it reform as it re-emerges off the coast of what looks like around Delaware? I wouldn't say so, but even if it does, that is extremely far out, and if it does, I will keep you notified on it. Looking at where it is just shy of hitting at 76 degrees west. And that is all I have for Ophelia. On to the remnants of tropical depression Kenneth. You can just barely make out the low level circulation right there as you see the last bit of the convection falling off. That is not Kenneth. That is not Kenneth either. Currently, this is what the cone looks like. It's now post-tropical cyclone. It's probably just going to go north and then just die out. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of the last advisories, as the NHC is saying. And not much to say. Looks like it's not going to become a hurricane or... What is it, hurricane? Oh, goodness. Tropical storm. That's all I have to say for Kenneth. On to Invest 90L. Here's what it currently looks like. Trying to get that low-level circulation brought in, but big burst of convection right there. Getting more and more organized. I'm wondering if its low level circulation is about right there. I'm guessing. Looking like here, most of the models saying Category 1 or 2. She's saying Category 3, and the lucky ones getting Category 4 or even up to Category 5. The next few names on the list are Philippe, Rena, and Sean. Invest 97E here looking just as about as slightly organized as 90L, but you can actually almost see the level of circulation. Looks like it's about right there. And going back to it here, you can see, I don't know if the forecast not up. But you can see probably intensifying to a short-lived tropical storm. Well, maybe not short-lived, but tropical storm at most. Here's Invest 91C. I don't know what you want me to say for other than it is very disorganized. So I have to say for the storms themselves. On to the SSI imagery. See, that is the wrong region. See, okay, so there is Ophelia. That's and there's 90, and then that's the remnants of Nigel. I don't have anything. I don't have Margot. I don't have that weird subtropical depression thing, but that's all I have. See the Nigel, 90, and Ophelia. So you can see we're gonna be looking at Ophelia first. On the left side of your screen, you see it makes landfall, moves inland, and I don't think it will reform. As you can see, that big trail heading out. Next, we're tracking at Nigel. That's what I said to do. Nigel up here in the top right of your screen. See, it comes up, becomes this very powerful double extratropical cyclone, which merges together and spirals up into Iceland. Next, we're watching at 90L here, which comes in, starts getting organized. It looks like that could become a tropical depression as early as tomorrow morning. Once it gets really organized there, kind of loses convection for a little bit, then really gets back going. Comes that probably hurricane, probably major hurricane, and then this after the next two names on the list, as I've said earlier, are Fleep and Rena. On to the East Pacific. See, there is that invest all right there. You can see it starting to get organized there, and potentially, actually, when I see that imagery, it looks like it's probably not even going to become a tropical storm, maybe a short-lived depression. But hey, West Pacific, not really anything. But there is one thing. This isn't too far. This is 3, maybe 4 or 5 days. First, I want to know, what is this that's trying to become something? But that's not the main focus. Look down here, the South China Sea, between Palawan and Vietnam. You can see, look at this. Starting to form up there. Looks like, could that become a typhoon? I'm not sure. To the Indian Ocean now. I have nothing to say. I am speechless, because there is nothing. Into the long range of the Atlantic, you see there is 90L, and there is what could be coming off after. You see 90L really quickly intensifying there. It could be stalling and releasing something there, and that's just about all I have to say. As a matter of fact, it looks like that one invest that could be coming off Africa comes maybe a short-lived tropical depression before merging into it. Comes quite strong as tropical cyclone impacting Greenland to the East Pacific. See, there's that one thing that could become something, and then that's all I have to say. To the West Pacific, you see that one system that is strong. That is within about a week here. That look, so tropical storm, typhoon, major typhoon. That could be the next super typhoon, and then you have something behind it, and another something's behind it. And this is even really late in the model run. We have actually 2 missing hours here. It really doesn't look missing on the thing, see? So, yeah. On to the Indian Ocean. Just about nothing I have to say here. Oh, well, actually, I think that's pretty far out. That's a few weeks, though. I wouldn't put anything into that on forming. However, that's not saying it will not. Peeking over at Southern Hemisphere, nothing. I didn't expect there to be anything, and I really wouldn't expect there to be anything for like another month and a half. But since it is getting close to that time, looking at the Southwest Pacific here, nothing. Well, actually, that's whatever. So, on to the SST. You see there is, we're going to go to the North Atlantic here. You see another wide swath of 32, 31 degrees Celsius. With still favorable temperatures, but a weird cold spot right here. You see trails from Nigel, and I think that's still Lee. It's still recovering from Lee. Asia Pacific, still recovering, or I wouldn't say recovering, but still have this wide plume of 30 degrees Celsius waters, but still generally favorable throughout. Central Pacific around Hawaii, quite warm, and towards the equator it gets warmer and warmer. So West Pacific, still a wide area of 30 to 31 degrees Celsius, but generally favorable overall. Indian Ocean still very warm temperatures. I finally found out what it's called, the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea. But other than that, actually quite cool. I was going to say cold, but not really cold, but quite cool everywhere else in the Indian Ocean basin. By Australia, you can see getting warmer. I mean, I wouldn't say warm as to tropical cyclone development. Well, I'm not saying that we couldn't see some early season spin up off the northern coast of Australia, but I'm not saying it is likely. See what the NHC has. We have the the Atlantic system, the Invest 90L at 70% within the next 48 hours, 90% within the 9 days. They have shower and thunderstorm activity continues in association with an area of low pressure located several hundred miles west of the Cape Verde Islands. Tropical pressure is likely to form during the next couple of days while the system moves generally westward at 10 to 15 miles per hour. The system is expected to turn west-northwestward early next week as it moves over through the central tropical Atlantic. You see Ophelia they have at 6 miles an hour. Did I just say 60 knots, 70 miles per hour, minimum pressure of 984 millibars. The East Pacific, we have East Pacific 97 at 60% within the next 48 hours and 80% within the next 7 days. They say showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave located at several hundred miles southwest of the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula. Continues to show signs of organization for the development is like for the disturbances likely and tropical depression is expected to form this weekend or early next week, while the system moves generally westward across the central and East Pacific and western parts of the East Pacific basin. Onto the Central Pacific thing, which is now at near zero for both. They have showers and thunderstorms have decreased in coverage over the past 12 hours, and the low-level center is becoming less defined and elongated as the system transits strong shear. The environment around the system will not be conductive for development over the next several days as the system moves westward at around 10 miles per hour. That is all I have to say about the tropics tonight. Join me tomorrow night or possibly Sunday and Monday night for more updates on tropical cyclones.